You're listening to the PRO Media Network. The next level in entertainment.
Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, telling you everything you need to know about the Saints, Pelicans, and a whole lot more.
DC, baby, DC. Yeah, we up in here. It's DC and the guys. DC and Big Q, you know what it is. What's up, Big Q? How you feeling, man?
Doing good, my man. How you doing today, bro?
Oh, I'm wonderful. You know me, happy and jubilant. This is the Sports Coma with DC hosting. And my co-host, Big Q. This is show 154. Today's date is February the 27th, 2018. And we got this juicy, entertaining. I ain't gonna even try to do it. Y'all know how you do. But we gonna get to the rundown with these topics. Give y'all a very interesting show today. We're gonna be coming with it. And we ain't talked to y'all in about a month, so here we go. We're gonna talk about dru-brees and him trying to bend the Saints over, maybe? I don't know. Got that March 14. Got that March 14 deadline coming up, man. I don't know you playing hardball or not. We're going to discuss that.
Man, Drew a Saint, man. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
He holy forever. We're going to go over the schedule. We don't have any dates, but we have the official opponents for the New Orleans Saints. They got the second toughest schedule in the league, y'all, going off of the win-losses from last year. But you know that don't mean a lot, but they tied with another team. We'll discuss that when we get into that topic. We're going to also go over Malcolm Butler and Trumaine Johnson. Should we sign one of these guys? Or should we just keep that one, bro? So we're going to talk about that.
You're right.
Then we're also going to go over what will the Saints do with the 27th pick. We pretty much going to be... We're going to be going over that for pretty much every show until the draft. Defense, you sure?
Defense. All
right, we're going to talk about that, man.
Defensive end, linebacker, cornerback, defense.
Damn, we need everything. Then we also going to go over, can the Saints land a top-tier quarterback in the draft? First, third, fourth, fifth round?
Man.
Man. Me and Big Q seem to disagree on this topic, so y'all gonna have an interesting segment there. Another thing we will discuss is the potential trade between the Miami Dolphins and the Saints for Jarvis Landry. Is this just blowing smoke? Can we really afford it? Can we do it? Are we gonna do it? We're gonna get into that. So we got some other topics we may or may not get to, so y'all just gonna have to take them surprises as they come. I don't want to throw them out there and be like, hey, wait, y'all ain't talking about that. I wanted to hear that one. So y'all might get some of this other stuff we got laid down here, but you'll figure it out. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get to the business. Let's talk about our boy, the Super Saint, Super Duper Saint, the only Saint, quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
All right.
Dru-brees.
All right.
We got a deadline coming up on March 14th. If we don't get no deal with Drew, by March 14th, we going to be on the hook for $18 million. That's right. We going to owe Drew $18 million. And we get to watch him cash in with big old Brinks truckloads of money from some other team, too, as we owe him $18 million. So my question to you, Big Q, would be, do you think Drew is intentionally not negotiating, or you think the Saints just too busy? Is him and his agent trying to play hardball and push it close to that March 14th deadline to get maximum money?
I don't think so. I think this is customarily how the Saints do it. You know, they rarely get these deals done when they're supposed to get them done. You remember what happened for the last couple of years to most Saints fans. You remember how they handled it before. But I think you have to I think, what is it, March the 14th?
Yeah, that's the official start of the new league. March 14th.
Right, so there's no way in the world that the Saints do not get Dru-brees signed before that date. They'll definitely get Drew signed. Now, the question is, remember the last contract Mickey Loomis signed? He gave him a 4-year deal, but the first year was the deal, and he had 3 phantom years. Only Mickey Loomis could come up with something like that.
Luminomics.
Yeah, the Luminomics. But the reality of the situation is they're going to get Drew Brees signed, man. So all you Saints fans out there a little nervous about that situation, don't even much consider it. Drew Brees will be signed and sealed before that date because the Saints will not miss out on Drew Brees. They definitely don't want to allow him to go to market to see that market value. You know what that's going to look like. And then, of course, they lose all of that money toward free agency. It'll be a major mistake if they did. That's a Browns-type maneuver, a Cleveland Browns-type maneuver. That won't happen here in New Orleans. They'll get that deal done.
Let me give them a little info on this deal. Technically, when we signed Drew Brees, we signed him to a 5-year deal.
Right.
Even though it was really only a 2-year deal. The deal included a $30 million signing bonus, and NFL rules allowed the team to prorate signing bonus money over the life of the deal up to 5 years. So, since 30 divided by 5, the Saints have to count only $6 million of Brees' signing bonus each year of the 5-year deal, but the 2018, 2019, and 2020 seasons are just dummy years. Added on to the contract solely for the purpose of salary cap procreation.
Yep.
Luminomics at its finest, baby.
Something similar. It wasn't exactly the same, but remember they did something like that with A.J. Klein's contract. That final year of his deal, it's like a phantom year. But anyway, they signed up to
I think they did the same thing with Kobe Fleener, too.
Yeah. I don't know about the Fleener, but it's nowhere in the world.
We backload all our contracts, and they never make it to the last year unless you're really good.
The Saints are going to get this. The bottom line is the Saints are going to get this deal done by March 14th. They will not lose $12 million of salary cap money. They're about 31.8 worth of salary as it stands. Almost $32 million. This is the finest.
We didn't even count the money we may be receiving back from damn, I can't remember the D tackle name right now, man. Nick Fairley.
Well, yeah,
we
that's
may
true.
Get some money back from the Nick Fairley deal,
and possible
we may
June 1st cuts.
We may cut Kobe Fleener,
which might save you $3 million. So
right.
I mean, you have a couple of deals there, but as it stands,
that might be potentially $7 or $8 million that you can get into between the Nick Fairley situation and Kobe Fleener.
But as it stands right now, the Saints are $31.8 million over the cap. Might as well say 32. You round it off,
right?
And they will not give up that much money not getting this deal done, losing Drew Brees. So let's just, put that out of our minds.
Okay, well, one more thing before we go ahead and move on. I just want to throw this idea out there. Let's say we can't sign Drew Brees for whatever reason.
Why would you not sign Drew Brees?
Drew Brees falls down the stairs and breaks his spinal cord. I don't know. Anything's possible.
Drew Brees takes the elevator, sir. So
Drew Brees is playing tennis and destroys his Achilles tendon.
Drew Brees is a very safe player. He will not.
Drew Brees is ziplining like we see him do in his backyard.
No,
but so we ain't trying to wish no ill will on
I
Drew.
don't
It's all jokes. But for any reason, if they don't sign Drew Brees, what will we do?
You got to face. Well, this is total theory. If the Saints, if Drew Brees and the Saints fall out during the negotiations, because certain things happen sometimes, he might be disgusted by the low ball deal the Saints throw at him, and might want to go and see what his market value is like. That's possible. In that case, maybe the Saints franchise tag him. So I mean, I don't see Drew Brees getting out of here, out of the Saints situation.
Franchise
either way.
That'll pretty much take all our salary cap.
I mean, you franchise tag him, would it cost him about $20 million? I mean,
27. Huh? That's the market value.
I don't know. I mean,
it was Kirk Cousins was playing for like 25, 27.
That's an option. You can, but you don't have a team without Drew.
So
it's a possibility. You franchise tag him. That's an option if he doesn't want to come, or you allow him to go. Perhaps you allow him to move on. If that's the case, based upon your scenario, which is total theory, in my case, I don't capitulate that ever occurring.
Oh, you don't capitulate.
But that's right, capitulate. Look it up. But this is the thing, though.
BQ is capitulating, y'all.
This is the reality of the situation that Drew Brees is a Saint. He mentioned it several times that he wants to remain in New Orleans. The Saints want him here. The Saints never move on deals very fast. This has been the case the last 2 or 3 contracts that they have signed with him. So outside of that, that is my case. I think Drew Brees stays. And now if something happens to your point, the theory, then you have to look at the other quarterbacks that's out there. Perhaps you have to look at a guy like Kirk Cousins and some of those other guys out there, which I don't want to really get into because the Saints will not lose Drew Brees.
All right. Well, you've opened Pandora's box, and I'll give a little bit more of my sentiments later on in the show because I seem to like the draft option, so we'll get back into that a little later. I'm sure you're going to disagree with me, and we're going to go back and forth. Big Q going to try to steal the mic time from me, y'all, because he ain't going to hear what I got to say. And you done took all the meat off the bone on that one anyway, so we're going to go ahead and move on.
Right.
Good comments, man. I do agree with a
you.
lot of stuff you said.
Thank you.
Okay, so moving on. The Saints have the second toughest schedule in the league. That's cold, y'all. That ain't fair. We ain't win no Super Bowl.
It don't matter. We're gonna get it regardless, man. Give us the toughest schedule. We're gonna prove ourselves regardless. Because ain't no such thing as toughest and weakest schedule. You don't know who's gonna be who when they line up out there.
You're right, man. Because there's always gonna be teams that was good this year. That's gonna be garbage.
I just think that's like some of the stuff the media, the NFL puts out there through those slow news cycles.
Right.
Well, here's the strength of schedule because based upon these previous teams, last year this is what they score. This year we basing it upon. It's totally foolish.
Well,
it's like a lottery system. You don't know who these people are. You don't know who's gonna win. So.
We still gonna talk about it, and we're gonna look at it from their point of view and their little rankings and all that.
Okay,
so
what you got?
We tied with Detroit for the second toughest schedule.
Okay.
Green Bay actually has the toughest.
Good.
And I think that's good for them because they've been getting by a lot of years. Green Bay's schedule has been easy sometimes, and they've been winning for a while.
Right.
They almost made it to the playoffs without Aaron Rodgers. Houston actually has the easiest schedule, so we're going to get to see a lot of Deshaun Watson hopefully in the playoffs. I actually think they deserve to be there, and I would really like to see that. New England, the 22 toughest schedule. They was in the Super Bowl. That's kind of crazy. And the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl, they have the 19th toughest schedule. That's kind of peculiar.
Well, we won't think Philly won't be back in it. We enjoy what you got in Philly.
Once in a lifetime?
Yes. I'm not, listen.
I heard rumors of Malcolm Butler. I mean, not Malcolm Butler. Malcolm Jenkins saying he wanted to come back home. I don't know how true that is.
Come back home where?
To New Orleans.
Malcolm Jenkins is under contract.
He went over there and won a Super Bowl. I come back to the Big East.
There is an opening for him.
We could use him. He could be that cornerback / third safety.
I don't know.
He's a better version of Vinny.
I don't
Kenny
know
Vaccaro.
if you have this on your docket, but Kenny Vaccaro is definitely an opening. They drafted safeties high the last couple of years.
Right.
Please tell me, sports fandom, Saints universe, Saints Galaxy fandom out there.
Saints Nation. Just Saints Nation. Right?
I just won't go beyond the nation because the Saints fans more than just national.
We got E.T. that like the Saints.
I mean, we more than national. We international.
Okay.
Yeah, they got Saints fans in space. Look at the astronauts up there. Of course, some of them flat earthers, they don't believe in satellites. Y'all wouldn't believe some of the stuff these people say. But anyway, man, who the hell knows? It might actually be true. I haven't been up there. I don't know. But anyway, this is the reality of the situation is that the Saints do have an opening. If that's true, they could look at Malcolm Jenkins. I don't know what his contract looks like, but I'm pretty sure it'd probably be a little cheaper than what people would be willing to shell out for Kenny Vaccaro. Really? Because Vaccaro is going to get paid. Whether it's in Seattle. Now, Dallas is an option. I heard some reports about Dallas is an option.
If they can't get Earl Thomas, they'll probably get him.
Well, I mean, Earl Thomas wants to go to Seattle. To back Dallas. But Vaccaro he's a guy that a lot of people want to bring in. I think his time is over here. Unless he takes a sweetheart deal to come back. Me personally, I think Vaccaro would do better elsewhere because the Saints already for the last 2 years have drafted Bell and Williams. Despite that terrible play in Minnesota, they're looking at this young man and these young guys, Bell and Vaccaro. By the way, Bell had a monstrous year this year. And they're looking to them to be the future. Now, they can get another veteran behind that, but I just think it's bad. It wouldn't be a bad idea, but I don't think Malcolm Jenkins is going to.
I like Kenny Vaccaro. I like what he's done for us. I think his fire and his passion, his intensity is pretty good. I think he did well mentally and from a camaraderie standpoint with our secondary. I really think they looked to him.
Eventually, he
came on. I think he did do that, and
he soured himself though. DC.
Yeah,
remember that 4-game suspension at the end of the previous year.
Yeah, that was
and
horrible.
A few other
I remember that Rams game.
Stuff with Kenny Stills and all that kind of stuff. So
I remember the Rams game where he was getting it to him. But I think he need to go, man, because he's gonna command well over $10 million. So that's all I see him having as a contract for like 4 or 5 years, getting $10 million.
Somebody's gonna pay him. Thank you.
Ain't gonna be us.
Thank you, Mr. Vaccaro.
When we come back from on the other side of this break, we got to go pay these bills, y'all. We're gonna talk about the schedule and we're gonna go over the opponents. I don't have any dates or times, but we got the opponents, so we're gonna go over these matchups. So this Big Q, DC, hosting. Yeah. You know the lady gonna mess it up, so I gotta let y'all know. I'm gonna get at y'all on the other side of the break, man. We're gonna get into the schedule.
What's up, sports world? This Big Q from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys. Talking to you about the website, theposhlifestyle.com. That's right, poshlifestyle.com. A great website where you can get great products at great prices. They sell organic herbs, vitamins, supplements, water filters for your home, EMF and cell phone radiation protection, healing magnetics and healing crystals, personal protection devices like cell phones, stun guns, and mace sprays, organic deodorants, shampoos, soaps, toothpaste, and more. They also sell 10A grade Brazilian hair. 10A music is available now. All kind of the latest downloadable mixtapes. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to theposhlifestyle.com. That's the Posh Lifestyle, life spelled with a Y, LYFE, style.com. Put in the Sports Coma for the 10% discount on your purchase. It's a win-win. So get your mind and body right with the Posh Lifestyle.
Get all the latest news and updates from your New Orleans Pelicans at the Pelicans Eye View, the new and official Pelicans Daily Journal, covering everything Pelicans.
Attention, everyone.
Get breakdown on games, free agent signings and potential moves, unbiased opinions and straight up facts with statistical analysis from G Valley. Go to www.thesportsdaily.com/Pelicans-I-View.
Wow, what a huge honor it is to be named NBA 2K18 Legend Edition cover athlete. I really wouldn't be here without the guidance, love, and support of my mom and dad. Also, I'd like to thank my coaches, both college and professional. But most of all, I'd like to thank Kobe Bryant. He was the NBA 2K Legend cover athlete first. He's so awesome and handsome and has really nice natural teeth. Wait, what? I'll be looking at his teeth. This ain't over, Kobe. Payback's gonna be fun.
Let me tell you about a news site that carries the news that you would want to know. News that's not the same as the rest of lamestream media, but a site that lets you know about the most important news on health, economics, tech, entertainment, science, food, sports, world news, positive living, paradigm shift, and a lot more. Go to theposhreportonline.co. That's right, theposhreportonline.co. Learn more. And remember, challenge everything.
Follow the Sports Coma on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Yeah, we back up in here. And it's DC, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all a time for y'all get in. Fire these dudes and do my own drugs. But let's get into the schedule. Here we go, y'all. We'll rattle them off, and then me and Big Q gonna go and talk about them. We don't know the order that they're gonna be in, of course. That ain't set up, or they haven't presented it to us yet. But we will be playing the Atlanta Falcons, of course, y'all know that. We're gonna play the Carolina Panthers. We're playing the Cleveland Browns. Now, I know people hearing that and they're like, yeah, we get to play the Browns. Don't get so happy. The Browns done beat us, I think, like 2 or 3 of the last times we played them. We played the Los Angeles Rams, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Damn, we played some good teams. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Washington Redskins, again. Wasn't they on the schedule last year? Could have switched them out for somebody else. Play the Atlanta Falcons again, of course. And the Baltimore Ravens, another one of those teams. Them and the Jets, man. We always got problems with them. I think we beat them last time we played them, though. Played the Carolina Panthers, of course. The Cincinnati Bengals. And we played them doggone Cowboys. Oh, I'm so sick of all these Cowboy fans way out here in New Orleans. We have to see all of them and hear all this crap. Play the Minnesota Vikings. I know they're going to be looking forward to that game. We played the New York Giants and, of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Got to play them 3 guys twice. Buccaneers, Panthers, and the Falcons. So you heard the schedule, Big Q. Out of all of these games, which one would you say would be the easiest game? And which one you think would be the toughest game?
I would have to say, as far as the hardest games go, I don't know. I think our Atlanta battles will probably be some of the more difficult fights, being that we know Atlanta is going to be that rivalry situation.
Right.
And, not to go too far, but the Carolina thing seems to be something new that's developing. We really did it to Carolina this past season, and people
don't think we gonna. We splitting with Carolina.
I'm gonna be honest
Carolina
with you.
Ain't letting us
I'm gonna just say it like this again. Carolina fired a lot of people and got rid of a lot of personnel, coaching and otherwise, after what happened to them last year. We beat them 3 times. That's not supposed to happen. And we beat them 3 times, and one of the times, of course, was the playoff times. We knocked them out of the playoffs, which means if we beat you that bad, we are in your playbook constantly. So they got rid of the offensive coordinator, and they brought in a whole new offensive coordinator, Shula, who to come in to be the new offensive coordinator to work with Cam and all that. So
Shula was already the
No. They had the other guy who came over from Alabama. I forgot his name, but. After Shanahan left and they grabbed Alabama's, no, that's Atlanta.
No, that's Atlanta, man.
No.
Shula is the guy.
I forgot.
Is their coordinator, man.
Shula is.
I think they fired Shula.
Fired Shula, right?
Yeah, they fired Shula.
They brought in
I
another
don't remember
guy.
who they signed though.
They brought in another guy. We'll look it up later on. I'll give it to you later on. But they brought in a new offensive coordinator. They fired a bunch of personnel. Of course, recently they just got rid of Charles Johnson on defense. And another guy, Kurt Coleman, the safety. So they got rid of.
Should have signed with us when we wanted you, you big dummy.
So a lot of this stuff, man, is going to be difficult in the NFC South. And as far as the weaker, more opponent, I would have to probably say the Cleveland Browns. Now, of course, Cleveland beat us.
It's a tough game for us.
Where they at in the Dome?
We don't know. Everything is to
It's
be
probably
announced
gonna be
at
in
this
the Dome.
point.
It's
But
probably gonna be
it
in the
is. You
Dome.
know what? I do have them. It is in the Dome.
It's in the Dome, dude. So, I mean, if that's the case, then Cleveland, I would have to say that would be the easiest opponent because Cleveland sucks. They stink.
We got, let me tell you the teams
one
in the Dome
win in 2
real
years,
quick.
you stink. So,
you got Cleveland in the Dome. You got the Rams in the Dome. Philly in the Dome. Pittsburgh in the Dome.
All tough teams.
Redskins in the Dome.
That's going to be a good one, too.
We got to go to Baltimore.
That's going to be a tough
And we got to go to Minnesota.
That's a revenge game. We're going to kick their butts.
We got to go to the Bengals in Paul Brown Stadium.
That's interesting.
And we have to go to the Cowboys as well as going to New York, which is another team.
The Jets or Giants.
The Giants. Another team that we probably going to have a good matchup with. Last
I
time
would say
it was a very throwback game we had with New York. It was a 10-13 type game.
So
all defense.
I say my hardest team is I'm gonna have to say Carolina, even though Minnesota.
I thought you said Atlanta.
I know. Well, I switch.
You're switching up.
I switch. I say Carolina because I say that you don't beat a team 3 times in a row one year and then expect to dominate them the next year. They switch up all their personnel damn near. I would say Carolina. Even though you could say Philly or Minnesota or something, it's really a toss-up. Okay. But the weakest team by far we're gonna be able to tap that ass is definitely Cleveland Browns. There you go.
Okay. I don't agree, but
that's fine, brother. That's what the show all about.
Here goes my take.
Let me see if I agree with you.
Probably not.
Okay.
I would have said Pittsburgh, but since we playing Pittsburgh in the Dome, I think we may be able to take them. If you follow the Saints, every time we played Pittsburgh, it was an epic battle. I remember that 2006 battle was the last one that I can remember, and it actually ended in a tie. It's a very, very tough game. Pittsburgh plays us tough. Another team that I'm going to get a crown to for the toughest game I think we're going to have to play. Most people would be like, who is it, Dallas, Minnesota? Nah, the Baltimore Ravens. We've always had problems with the Baltimore Ravens. Last time we played them, I think we actually beat them, which was the year before last. Not last year, but the year before that. We beat the Ravens. I think that was a game where Mark Ingram fumbled and Mike Thomas fumbled, if I'm not mistaken. I think we still came out with that victory. But we played that game in the Dome. And I think the Dome field advantage was enough to get us over the hump. Going to Baltimore in the M&T Bank Stadium, very, very tough game, very tough team, tough fans, tough crowds. They're very resilient. They remind me a lot of us. I think that Baltimore game is probably going to be one of the toughest of the year. They're a very hard-hitting team. They have an excellent defense. In my opinion, them and Jacksonville were the two best defenses in the league last year. So that Baltimore game is going to be the toughest one. Remind me of that the old Carolina Panthers that we couldn't beat, who Q said would be the toughest game. But these new Panthers, I ain't scared of them. They didn't fire everybody because they couldn't get it done. So I don't see any reason to believe these new people they gonna put in gonna just automatically get it popping. I don't think we're gonna sweep them though. I think they're gonna at least win the game. But when they was beating us, man, they won the crown the division 3 or 4 years in a row. So it's our turn. That's just how I see it, man.
Remember, that's how it up. The division goes, it moves around.
It does. And the easiest game to me, I'm pretty sure Q's gonna disagree. It's actually gonna be an away game. No, you're like, man, you crazy. You gonna go away?
You gonna go Cleveland? I mean, what, Cincinnati?
Cincinnati. I think the Cincinnati game is gonna be a real easy game for us, for the simple fact that this is a very undisciplined team. We are extremely the opposite of that. They wear their heart on their sleeve and they're emotional all over the place. And I think right now that they're a franchise they're in limbo. Like, they don't know what the hell they doing. Do we really want to keep Marvin Lewis? Do we want to get rid of him? Do we want to keep Andy Dalton? Do we want to get rid of him?
Stayed and he kept his job. So
right, but they're all over the place. Do we want to keep Jeremy Hill, or do we want to turn the reins over to Joe Mixon? They don't know what the hell they're doing over there. The only thing they show of is AJ Green and Geno Atkins. Everybody else they're still trying to figure it out. So I think a team like the Bengals, I don't see them catching fire next year, but hey, maybe I could be wrong. But even if they do catch fire, I still think that's a team that the Saints can go in there and handle easily. And here's the icing on the cake, y'all. Y'all know why we can handle them easy? Because they stole our damn chant. Who that said they go beat them back? Man, sit down with that, man. Y'all know y'all took that from us. Who they? Man, the Saints going to demolish them just for that. As soon as you in the walkthrough and you hear them people saying that, you know how fired up our players going to get?
I just think it sounds
easiest stupid. Game on the schedule.
Yeah, stupidest chant in the world.
Who they? Boy, I remember you saw them that last game of the season they won. They had the guy out there with the big old bifocals. He was going hard. Who they said to go beat them back? They pulled the janitor somewhere out the back, man. But anyway, let's move on, y'all. I love to keep talking about these matchups. We could go on this for the rest of the show. But we got some other topics to get to. And some more stuff for me and Big Q to disagree on. Should the Saints sign Malcolm Butler or Trumaine Johnson? Or should we just keep Delvin Bro? Marshon-Lattimore and Ken walk you before you crawl in. Ain't that what you call him?
That's what I calls him.
Second year. Big strides for that dude. And I liked him as a rookie. I like Ken Crawley. I don't think we should demote him. So
I don't consider it a demotion.
Oh, come on, Q. If we sign Malcolm Butler,
you're gonna play a 3 cornerback set, so he's still gonna play a significant amount of minutes. So I don't see him as
a slot cornerback. Actually, I think he plays good on the outside.
I think he could play he's played the inside before. He can play.
He has, but I don't see him
as any position that PJ Williams can play, whether it's outside or in, Ken Crawley can do it. You better believe it. So with this Malcolm Butler or Trumaine Johnson, do you want to sign one of them or none of them? The Trumaine Johnson is going to command big dollars. And remember, the team went after Trumaine Johnson last year early on, and he refused to sign a contract with New Orleans. So damn Trumaine Johnson, he can go on by his business.
Damn good.
Malcolm Butler to me was a guy that wanted to come and play for New Orleans. They tried to make it happen before. Didn't happen. This time around, we can make it happen. The price is the deal. Could we get him under 10? Could we get him under $10 million? Could we get him between 7 and 9 million perhaps? That'll be the question. And even if you give him $10 million, Mickey Loomis' Illuminatics will backload the deal so much so we won't even feel it.
Illuminatics.
So, I mean, that's my
Illuminatics. joking, yo. Y'all hear that luxurious music? It's luxurious. It's fancy, huh? We got to go pay some bills, y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all my sentiments on the other side of the break.
ESPN or Fox. Get straight sports talk from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
In today's world, children are bombarded with negativity on television, online, and at school. Our kids need to have a positive outlook on life and the world around them. I want to share with you a valuable resource you can use to bring positivity into your child's life. It's the new book, 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image, from author and dad, G.J. Barabino. This is a simple guide loaded with wonderful and inspirational affirmations designed to uplift young people's spirits. This positive and powerful children affirmational is chock full and loaded with wonderful inspirational sayings that will lift your child's self-image to whole new levels through the awesome power of spoken word. 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image, from author and dad G.J. Barabino. Available on Amazon. Order a copy for yourself, your child's teachers, or anyone you know with children. 101 Powerful Children Affirmations, a guide to positive child self-image. Order your copy today.
Thank you for listening to the Pro Media Network, who provides hours and hours of free entertainment to you and yours. If you are benefiting positively from our content, please donate to help us grow our platform by going to www.patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. That's www.patreon.com/the Pro Media Network, and support the true independent artists.
Check out the Crown They Ass World podcast with three kings covering all the news and issues that affect you and the ones you care about. Only on the PRO Media Network.
Hello, New Orleans. You're listening to the Sports Coma, your new #1 podcast on everything Saints, Pelicans, and a lot more. And now, here's your host, Big
BC.
Q and the guys.
Yeah, I got it right that time, huh? I ain't let you say it, lady. What's up, y'all? We back. And we talking about Malcolm Butler and Trumaine Johnson. In my opinion, y'all heard what Big Q had to say on this. I'm gonna do the whole opposite, 360, spin it around, twist it up. None of them. I actually do like Malcolm Butler, though. That dude single-handedly won them a Super Bowl, and I think it was a complete travesty. Bill Belichick to bench that man for going to a Rick Ross concert? Really? Come on, bro. Ridiculous. So if I was to sign one of them, I would say Malcolm Butler over Trumaine Johnson. I give you that, Q, because he actually wanted to be here. You know, he's from, isn't he from Alabama, I think?
I don't know.
He's from somewhere close around the area.
It's Southern California.
He's from the South. He's not too far away from us, so I can imagine he would like to come home. But I would like to at least speculate, wish, or hope that Delvin Breaux can return the phone. And for that reason, I don't see us needing to sign Malcolm Butler. Or if we do sign a cornerback, I think we can find another guy a lot cheaper than Malcolm Butler that can give us decent production to maybe cover in the slot, as opposed to us putting somebody second over Ken Crawley. And as I'm saying that, Big Q is shaking his head on the side of me. But I didn't see our secondary as that bad. I think we lack depth once we have injuries. P.J. Williams is still a project. I haven't completely given up on him. I'm done on Devontae Harris. I don't even know why he's still in the practice squad at this point. I guess we just need a warm
best
body.
Place for him.
Yeah, he needs a lot of practice, huh?
That he does.
P.J. Williams, I think there's still hope that he can turn into something, so I'm glad we hold on to that guy. Sterling Moore's he's unrestricted free agent. He's out of here. So we still going to have to sign a cornerback. Let's just face it. Even if we get Delvin Breaux back, we got a few other guys. Justin Hardy, who's actually a special teamer, so you know he's going to be on the squad. But I'm not sure on his cornerbacking skills for us to be out there as a starter. But
so why take chances?
I'm not. We had a
very
very
Super Bowl a high plan ranking cornerback from a team that's been a perpetual playoff team who can bring that experience here. He's not too old.
Hey, wait, I'm going to let you finish later. All right, Taylor Swift? Hold up. I don't want to pay the money. Now, what you got to say about that? They only got $30 million. Dru-Brees going to get about 20 of that.
Dru-Brees is Mickey Loomis is going to set this whole thing up. He's going to definitely set it up correctly. Well, the Saints be able to address the serious needs of the pass rusher. Perhaps definitely the cornerback is one of them in the middle linebacker, and they can use some help in the defensive middle of the defensive line as well. So there's some key spots that's still left to be filled.
I agree with
cornerback is definitely one of those positions the Saints need to address.
But if I understood, I think that's probably about the fourth most important position, in my opinion.
Fourth?
Yeah.
You're going to tell me that the cornerback position for the New Orleans Saints is the fourth concerning position on the team?
Yes.
Please tell me the first three that's more important than that cornerback position.
I would say my first position.
I don't mean to take you off topic, but I just had to ask that question.
My first position.
The rest of
me
and the rest of the sane Saints fans across the world.
All right, they know who they is. My first important position would be a defensive end on side of
I agree with
camron-jordan.
I agree.
The most important. Number two, you're going to disagree with. But number two, to me, is finding the heir apparent to Dru-Brees. Man, time is running out. We need a quarterback. That's the future. That propels you into the next 10 years or so.
That is a need. But
the next 10 years or so.
That is a need. I give you that. But that is not more important than the cornerback position.
Our secondary was top 5 last year. So
you're counting on them to be top 5 next year?
Yeah, damn right. So my third, and I'm going to add additions to the secondary. I'm not saying not do anything. We got to get a safety, and we need another cornerback.
Well,
but my third most important need is actually a tie. It's between getting a guard or a tight end. Because if we lose Seco Clemente, we have no depth on the O-line. We need a guard / guy that could fill in that tackle / we need to replace Clemente if we can't sign him.
Okay.
That's why I'm putting that up there. Because if we sign Clemente, that's out the window.
Can I reply?
But we need a tight end.
Can I reply right quick?
You can reply.
Okay. I totally disagree with that.
Of course you do.
The guard position is very important. Big shout out to Senio Clemente. He's one of our favorite players. He listens to the Sport Coma. Big ups to him.
Yeah.
He's very important. Hopefully we sign him back, give him a good deal to come back. But the guard position is not even a starting position. We as a team need to address the cornerback position. So I'll let that be.
All right, well, you got our sentiments on both of that. Of course, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. I'm sure we'll tackle.
I disagree with that.
Well, whatever. Of course, we're gonna tackle this topic probably a little later on another show, but we're gonna go ahead and move on.
I agree with that.
We're gonna go ahead and move on to who will the Saints draft with the 27th pick?
You asking me that, or you just asking me a theoretical question?
It's theoretical. What are we going to do?
That's a tough question, DC.
You can go ahead and take it first, man. You know I'm polite. I'm a gentleman.
With that pick.
I'm gonna let you go ahead.
We should draft Will Clapp.
Will Clapp in the first round
out of LSU.
Will Clapp gonna be right in the third round waiting for us.
Using DC's.
We gonna be clapping.
Using DC's third ranked ASU. But listen, the bottom line is I would with the 27 pick, I would look at definitely addressing the defensive line position.
You gonna draft Nick Chubb? Nick Chubb gonna make it all the way down to the 27.
Chubb is not gonna be there, but
you gonna draft Arden Key?
Arden Key will not be there. So I would say that you definitely now need to address that position.
Get?
So I would look at getting a defensive end or perhaps a cornerback.
That's what I would look at. You got a name for him?
No, because we don't have that time.
You gonna draft a cornerback in the first round? Time and sign Malcolm Butler?
If we don't get Malcolm Butler, then we address the cornerback position. But we definitely need a pass rusher, and I think most Saints fans agree with me that we need a pass rusher opposite of Cam-Jordan, who's been putting his all in. We got Sheldon Rankins there. We have your brother Tyler Davidson and Daniel Yamada that's playing
brother,
really
by the way.
straight. But we definitely need a key piece to fulfill that defensive line for the next 4 or 5 years. And I think that'll be a smart move to go after a pass rusher with that 27th pick.
All right. I can't argue with that. But what I will argue is I want to draft the best player available. In my situation, my foresight.
Just forget all that and just tell us Lamar Jackson. This guy's gonna tell us we need to draft Lamar Jackson.
Listen.
People. With the 27th overall pick,
that's going to spiral us into
and
our,
you do not have a second round pick, by the way.
I don't care. That's going to spiral us into our fifth topic. Can the Saints land a top 10 quarterback in the draft, and what are their options? So after I get off my 27th pick, because you already threw it out there for the people, so y'all know what it is. But that's only if he's available. You know, let me just state that.
He is going to be available at 27.
Let me just state that. Only if Lamar Jackson is available, I think we should go ahead and sign him. If not, then I say we go ahead and take the next player available depending on our needs. I don't want to see him draft this tight end everybody keep talking about. I don't want to see us draft a wide receiver. I don't want to see any of that. The only offensive player that I'm willing to stomach or digest is a quarterback such as Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, maybe a Josh Allen, guy like that, if they're available at 27. Because I feel like if any one of those quarterbacks are available at 27, of course, you know, Sam Darnold and Rosen, all of those guys are projected to go in the top 5, so there ain't no way they're making it to 27. But if any of those guys are available at 27, man, we would be fools not to draft them. What if Lamar Jackson is the second coming of Michael Vick before the dogfighting incident? Wouldn't you be foolish to not, it's a draft pick, to not draft him? You know what I'm saying? We got a quarterback there. The only knock on this guy is he's about 20 pounds underweight. We put him behind Dru-Brees for 2 or 3 years. He's an accurate passer. A lot of people sleep on that. He's actually a pretty good passer. You don't think Sean-Payton could make something wonderful out of him? I think Lamar Jackson could come in his rookie year and contribute as a possible wide receiver, gadget type guy. We could have some plays.
I agree.
Package for
I agree with you.
Him,
I agree with you, DC, in terms of he has the talent. He's very accurate. He's a little small in terms of his weight, which that could be done, worked on. But Sean Payton can definitely mold him into a fantastic pro quarterback. The problem is the Saints will not take him with all of the needs that they have unless they address some of these needs in free agency. They won't pick him at 27th. I love the fact that I know for certain, unless he blows away the combine, they have a lot of quarterbacks that's going to go ahead of Lamar Jackson. But I'm pretty confident, unless he just destroys the combine, that he's going to be available at 27. The issue is the Saints do need a quarterback, but what's more important? Do they need the pass rusher before they need the quarterback? I think they need the pass rusher. They don't have a second-round draft pick, which means they will have to trade up to the second round to get Lamar Jackson. I think that's a better option if you want him that bad, to get him in the second round, fill that need with that defensive end, because that is the thing that's going to help the Saints maintain that defensive intensity.
Okay, I don't know what Big Q been smoking, y'all, but I would love some of it. I don't know where in the hell.
Same thing. All of the other Saints fans are.
I don't see Lamar. I don't see Lamar Jackson being in the second round, because I know for a fact.
Where does he go?
If we don't draft him, I guarantee you Jacksonville will take him.
Jacksonville has a quarterback.
Blake Bortles?
They just signed a 3-year deal.
Yeah, and that tells you a lot right there. Blake Bortles like 25, and they gave him a 3-year deal, and then 26 of the million of the money is guaranteed out of a $50-something million deal.
So
they kind of have faith in him, like they kind of don't. So I think they're gonna draft a quarterback, and if Lamar Jackson is there and we pass on him, I guarantee you Jacksonville will take him.
So you see the Jacksonville Jaguars drafting Lamar Jackson in the upcoming.
At least he won't torment us for years, because and with that defense and Leonard Fournette as running back, and they get another little gadget back over there, slot guy type gadget guy, that offense would be problems for any team paired along with that defense.
Hey, well, we got you on tape, my brother, so we'll remember that.
Man, you know I'm Nostradamus.
I know most of his stuff wrong, too.
Well, I'm not Nostradamus, but I'm kind of like Nostradamus. But anyway, y'all hit a beautiful music. Is that better? I can't say luxurious music. I don't know why music can't be luxurious. Them producers is expensive as hell. But anyway, y'all hear the music, so y'all know we got to pay some bills. You know, we're going to come back on the other side of the break, and we're going to hit you with a little the debate, finish up this debate about the quarterbacks, telling some of the other guys. So this is DC hosting tonight for the Sports Coma with my co-host Big Q. Having fun up in here, y'all. Listen to these commercials and buy some of this stuff.
I'm a Saints and Pelicans fan, so the only podcast I can get my fix is the Sports Coma with Big Q. The guy's intense, funny, and they always keep it real.
Check out the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
Clear, clean, great-tasting filtered water. We're all thirsty for it. But in the U.S. alone, an estimated 2.5 million plastic bottles are added to the environment each year in search of the perfect drink of water. There has to be a better solution, and there is. Crystal Quest, a leader in the manufacturing of water filtration technology, has been providing clean, drinkable water for 20 years. Crystal Quest has been recognized by such leaders as Consumers Digest, Dr. Oz, and Colin Ingram's The Water Drinking Book, offering our customers the cleanest and most environmental-friendly drinking water at a rating of high purity. With Crystal Quest's water filtration technology, you can rest assured that your water will be crystal clear. Contact our network of authorized distributors and join our thousands of satisfied customers.
Just log into theposhlifestyle.com. Once again, that is theposhlifestyle.com.
Get all the latest news and updates from your New Orleans Pelicans at the Pelicans Argue. The new and official Pelicans Daily Journal, covering everything Pelicans. Attention, everyone. Get breakdown on games, free agent signings, and potential moves. Unbiased opinions and straight up facts with statistical analysis from G Valley. Go to www.thesportsdaily.com/Pelicans-I-View.
Follow the Sports Coma on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys. Best funny sports podcast in the country.
You right about that, bro. But you was wrong about the host. Like, I gotta tell you too to talk over you. I'm gonna cut your mic off next time. But yeah, we back, y'all. We getting back into this quarterback talk. Q trying to call himself scolding me about Lamar Jackson. But if we had a chance to draft Michael Vick, I don't think anybody would turn that down over Aaron Brooks. We don't know what we're going to have when Dru-brees is out of here. And I am not confident enough to hope and pray that, what's his name? Eason, our special teamer. I like the little guy. He's funky. He got a lot of spunk to him. You know, good special teamer, but I ain't seen him throw a football yet. So I ain't put my hope on that. I would like to have our future in pretty high regards, and I don't think you can get any better than a Heisman candidate. And when you think about it, every Heisman candidate that we got or drafted, they've all done good here. I mean, Mark Ingram was, we was putting his head on the chopping block for a little while, but the last 2 or 3 seasons, Mark Ingram.
3 years were terrible, Mark.
Man, them last 2 seasons, Mark Ingram balled out of control, man. So then we had Reggie Bush. I think Danny Worth was probably a bad mention. We did have him.
Awful.
Yeah, we did have that guy. So, okay, you don't want us to get Lamar Jackson. I understand that.
That's not what I said.
I said we getting Lamar Jackson if he had 27.
I think you miss.
So you wouldn't mind having Lamar Jackson here. You're just saying that the Saints won't draft him.
They won't. Right? The Saints will not draft Mark Jackson with the
Lamar Jackson. Mark Jackson is on the NBA.
Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. They will not draft him with the 27th overall pick. That will not happen. I promise you that.
They don't draft him with the 27th overall pick. They won't be able to draft him.
It's quite possible that he can slide into the second round.
So you really think Jacksonville is a loaded team?
I don't think.
You don't think they would draft a quarterback?
I think Jacksonville has bigger needs than drafting
what?
Like having another wide receiver.
They got several rivals. They need to keep the one they got.
They have 3 really important wide receivers that's on the free agent market. They're not going to pay big dollars to get him. It's cheaper to draft the guy. They do have a quality crop of wide receivers that's out this year. They do need to patch their offensive line. They still have offensive line issues that they have to patch on. So there are some things that Jacksonville need to do that's more important than finding the heir apparent to Blake Bortles. So, I mean,
they need to put some pressure on Blake Bortles to give him
well,
competition.
Lamar Jackson is not that guy. They're not going to draft Lamar Jackson to beat out Blake Bortles. I'm sorry.
Well, what about the Vikings? You think if he's still there, the Vikings wouldn't take him? If they haven't signed a quarterback yet?
I think the Vikings is going to settle up with Case Keenum. And I think they'll probably bring. I will tell you this, DC.
So
I'll give you
this. You don't
this.
think they would draft Lamar Jackson if Case Keenum?
Are you Lamar
signed?
Jackson's agent?
Nah, but I know.
Are you Lamar Jackson's
man? I know talent, just like I've been telling you.
I agree with you on that.
About other things.
I agree with Lamar. Lamar Jackson is awesome, man. I've been a real big fan of Lamar Jackson. I just don't think the Saints are going to use a 27th pick on him. That's all I'm saying. Maybe the second round. If he's in the second round, I know the Saints don't have. They could trade up to get him, but they're not going to draft the guy with the 27th pick when they need a defensive end and a cornerback.
Ain't no way a Heisman guy is going to be there waiting in the second round for you. But let's go ahead and move on because this is like beating a dead horse. We ain't getting nowhere. We moving in quicksand.
Well, if you're in quicksand, you are moving. You ain't going the way you want.
Right, but we ain't going nowhere. It's like beating a dead horse. You're still moving too, but the horse already dead. So I mean, what's the point? But anyway, we both made valid points. I feel like it's a tie. So let's just move on.
Okay, I won.
Yeah, whatever. What other quarterback would you get before we go ahead and move to the next segment? What other guys out there that you think the Saints could grab potentially in this second round or third round, like you keep talking
DC, about? That's an excellent question. I love that question. And I'm going to be quite honest with you with that question. You saying in the draft or in free agency? You giving me a choice?
Either or. It doesn't matter. I was saying the draft, but I mean,
two guys.
We could as long as we land somebody.
Oh, you mean a heir apparent or backup?
Heir apparent to Drew-Brees.
I'll be honest with you. If a guy like Teddy Bridgewater is out there, I say go for him. I mean, why not? Teddy Bridgewater, he got hurt. He's healthy. He'll make a nice compliment. He's still a young quarterback. He had about a couple of years in the league. Did learn under Sean-Payton, quiet guy, accurate guy, has all of the tools. He's definitely special. I would consider him, and I don't think he would break the bank either. So that could be a real solid move to get a guy that's been in the league for 3 years, has success. He is healthy now, and then you set him behind Drew for a couple of years, let him learn the system. I got Lamar Jackson on the brain. Teddy Bridgewater.
You know what's good for you.
Teddy Bridgewater would definitely be a good fill-in. But ultimately, I think Sean-Payton loves Taysom Hill. Even though you haven't seen him throw a pass, Sean-Payton did. So, in the end, I think Taysom Hill probably would eventually be that guy.
I like Taysom Hill, but I got kind of mad when Troy Aikman said he was as fast as Michael Vick. I was like, really?
He is pretty fast, though. But
fast as Michael Vick, though?
I don't know. I think Troy Aikman might have took too many hits to the head on that one.
Too many shots of whiskey or something. Huh?
Either or.
All right.
That's just my take.
I'm going to give you that one, man. I pretty much agree. I couldn't have picked a better quarterback myself, so we're going to go ahead and move on. I ain't going to present a quarterback. But what I will do, I will present something off the rumor mill and give you a particularly but a trade rumor. Basically what I was trying to say for my tongue twisted.
What you got?
They got a little rumor out there saying the Saints are potentially trying to get Jarvis Landry, whom the Miami Dolphins have franchise tagged early, I believe, last week. They presented the franchise tag to him. Maybe I'm wrong on the date. I don't know. But I know they put a franchise tag on him like sometime last week. But they came up talks of the Saints posing are trying to trade for him. So obviously maybe the Dolphins signed him because they didn't want to lose him for nothing. So I don't know. I don't know if we can afford it. Like Jarvis Landry would be an excellent addition. Don't get me wrong. I think he would help show up a lot of those third down issues that we had with the Willie Snead basically disappearing after this little drunken driving incident where he got suspended for 4 games. He came back in and only registered 92 yards on the season, which was like, I don't think anybody anticipated that. I do think we will tender Willie Snead and bring him back. I don't know if we're going to give him $3 million or so we can get a second-round pick if somebody tries to pick him up. Because I don't think nobody going to pay him. But Jarvis Landry would be a nice addition. But at anywhere between $12 to $16 million a year, I don't know if we're going to really swing that. I think we need to spend that type of money on a defensive end opposite Cam Jordan. We need to break the bank open. Similar to what Big Q said with Michael Bennett, guys like that. I was against it, but I thought about it. And look, I'm going to tell you was right about that. Like, I would like to see them break the bank on a defensive end on the opposite side, because that would change the whole game on our defense. That would take us from top 10 to maybe top 5 or top 2 or 3. So Jarvis Landry, I don't know, man. It's very perplexing. I like him. Would love to see him in the Saints uniform. I don't know if I would love to see that check that they got to cut him. What you think, Q?
I listen. Jarvis is from down here. I love the acquisition of getting Jarvis Landry. I really do. I think that makes the team pretty much unstoppable. Even if you hold on to Kobe Fleener and just have that firepower, it just makes the Saints even more unstoppable. The issue is, will the Saints commit to that amount of money? And bringing Jarvis Landry in here, will it mess up the camaraderie? Michael Thomas is the best wide receiver on the team. And I know Michael's not a jealous guy. He'll play. He's going to be. I just think those two, speed guy, possession guy. Then you have Ted Ginn in the slot. And I think Willie Snead will have a resurgence. I think Brandon Coleman, both those guys will come back cheap. I just feel like it sounds good, but I just don't know if the Saints are willing to commit to that kind of money for a wide receiver. It seems like a luxury position based on the cornerback, the inside linebacker, the defensive end, defensive tackle depth, and then, like you saying, the quarterback position. I just don't see it happening. I'll be really surprised if this trade is actually accurate. Maybe it will stay in the rumor mill.
Indeed. I wouldn't be upset if it did, but right. I would be a little perplexed.
Intriguing, though. Very intriguing, DC.
Do everything else.
Very intriguing.
But moving on, let me wrap it up and give you guys a few little news tidbits, even though I don't...
Giblets.
I don't eat those, but maybe you guys do. Tom Benson was in the ICU.
I don't eat giblets either.
Tom Benson was in he's still in the ICU with flu-like symptoms. He says he appreciates the support, so we want to send some support out to him. I mean, we don't want nothing to happen to Mr. Benson. I will wish him the best. So get well soon, so we can see you back in the press box and dancing on the sideline with your umbrella, my man.
They doing the Benson boogie.
Doing the Benson boogie, huh? Yeah, I hear you, bro. Then Cam Jordan actually had surgery on his foot. It was a minor procedure. He'll be out for 6 weeks. So it's perfect timing. If something does go wrong or they have a little situation where they got to go back in, clean it up and all that, I hope none of that don't happen. But you know how our medical staff can be sometimes. Hopefully that's changing this year with the firing of that other guy that they sent over there to the Pelicans where they keep on getting hurt. So I hope he's not working on DeMarcus Cousins. But anyway, so Cam Jordan will be out for 6 weeks. And he actually was playing through this injury the whole season, which was amazing because he had a career year, man. And he didn't seem to be slowed down at all. Wow. So we could see Cam Jordan back potentially fully healthy with some help on the other side. That will be something I don't think the rest of the league will enjoy at all. So we got to wrap it up, y'all. We got about 2 minutes left in the show. Y'all going to be hearing that wonderful music. That's a better fit? Wonderful music.
However you say it, my brother.
Any closing sentiments, my man? Anything you want to put out there?
Well, we got the Combine coming up, Saints fans, so that's another thing we'll be keeping an eye on as well. And we'll be back to do a whole hour show on the Combine. Who we think we also
juicy Combine.
We're gonna talk about in the near future. We're gonna do the Combine show. Also, we're gonna propose our mock drafts and our video reports. So be looking out for that too.
I said we was gonna draft Kamara. Actually, it wasn't in my mock draft, though. I had ready for that. I think I did have Marshon-lattimore.
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
No, you was dead wrong.
I had a fire draft either way. I don't care. But I did say that if alvin-kamara was there, we definitely should get him. And out of all the running backs, he's a perfect fit.
You did say that.
I said that.
You did say that.
And I was high on getting him. If we couldn't get Leonard Fournette.
You did say that. You did. I give you credit for that.
All right, y'all. Well, it's time for us to get up out of here. I had fun hosting the show as usual. I hope you enjoyed me, because I sure appreciate and enjoy y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in and listening. This is the Sports Coma with DC hosting tonight, co-host Big Q. We'll be back at y'all about 2 or 3 weeks with the Sports Combine.
You're listening to the PRO Media Network. The next level in entertainment.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
At The Posh Lifestyle, I go there for all my health needs. They offer great deals on organics, water filters, healing magnetics, healing crystals, clothing, books, DVDs, vitamins, and a lot more. They even have free shipping when you spend over $100 on most products. With secure online ordering, fast service, and great products, I save some money, and I'm improving my health doing it. It's a win-win. So do what I did. Go to shop.theposhlifestyle.com. That's shop.theposhlifestyle.com. That's shop.theposhlifestyle.com. So upgrade your lifestyle with The Posh Lifestyle and love what you do.